Hey, what's going on, Battalion? Back at it again. Listen, guys, this is something that's going to be difficult for me. So just to keep it real with you guys, I like carrying things that bring me joy. So oftentimes, sometimes those things end up being pricey. So I challenged myself to, let's try something that is new by Walmart. It is extremely affordable at $5.95. At least that's how much it was at my local Walmart. Can I carry these things as my daily driver for 2 weeks? I'm going to give you guys my initial impressions video of this bad boy. So first off, what I'm carrying with me today is the Benchmade Tungu Flipper Gold class, which is just a complete overprice of a tool. It's I don't know, I like it. It's a big boy. It's a big boy in regards to pricing. We're going to use this thing to open up some finds I got at my local club Walmart. I got the Ozark Trail. Ozark Trail is trying to make a comeback now. Walmart also sells mossy oak type stuff. Mossy oak sold all over the place. And this blade reminds me of some old mossy oak blades I used to carry a long time ago. But let's first look at the actual pocket knife. 7-inch pocket knife, 7-inch in total. Looks like it has a drop point style blade. And it has a plastic scale, plastic handle. It has a very humongous pocket clip. But I mean, for $5.95, and you got a 3-inch steel blade. I don't know what type of steel. It just literally says 3-inch steel blade. Am I going to be able to flick this thing open? I don't know. Am I going to be able to easily, get this thing in and out the pocket? I don't know. But let me just really try to use this thing. So some quick specs about this thing. It does have a 3-inch stainless steel blade, 4-inch plastic handle, a shaft lock, a pocket clip, huge pocket clip, just to note. Drop point, I guess it's kind of a drop point mixed with a clip point. I don't know. It almost gives clip point vibes, but it doesn't really drop down like a clip point would. But it doesn't have a full flat grind, but because of how the grind and the knife pattern looks, it almost looks like a clip point, but it is a drop point. I don't know, it's a weird one. So let's use the Tungu tool here. Open this bad boy up. Actually, let's see, can I get it without the Tungu tool? Now we'll open it right here. So we'll get this right here. Of course, this thing slices like butter. Buttery slicing thing we got here. So I mean, it's pretty beefy. It gives me the reason I picked this one out. So Walmart has a bunch of these things. They seem to all use the same blade, and I picked this one out because it gave me Benchmade Bugout vibes, which is, I carry that thing a lot. I know I'm not going to be a fan of the lanyard. It's inset, but it's definitely a very hard metal. So let's see how this thing kind of functions. Does it have a safety in there? Let's take this off, get a first look at it. Ozark Trail on there. You can see the thumb stud. They do not have the blade steel labeled whatsoever. I'm gonna see if I can look it up on the back of the box, or maybe even look it up online. Definitely does have a, what do they call it, a detent or a little bit of friction right here, right before it gets to that final closing. That's a nice safety feature, so maybe it won't fall down on your hand. So if it's coming down, it'll stop right there on its own, and you have to force it closed. Can you can kind of work this thing open a little bit. Not so bad. Yeah, all right, so that's not horrible that you're able to at least whip it open one-handed. If I put some knife oil on this thing, it probably was gonna be buttery, but I think what I'll do is get it to the point where I'll do about 200 actions on this thing, see if I can just get it. I don't know, we'll see if what we can get with the initial impressions. The scales are definitely plastic. They are definitely plastic scales. Nothing about this thing would lead you to believe that it is anything but. Let's see. Stainless steel blade is all they say, which leads me to believe when all they say is stainless steel blade, guys, this is going to be some type of D2 AUS 8 3 mauve a 440A, surgical steel, just some type of basic steel that these knife manufacturers are able to make, especially a knife manufacturer like Walmart, where they can get tons and tons and tons of these things. The next thing we have here is the multi-tool. So the Ozark Trail multi-tool, I mean, well, hey, $5.95, 12-in-1 tool. Look at all the things you get in there. Long nose pliers, standard pliers, wire cutter. So it seems like the pliers is a 3-in-1. So it has a long nose standard wire cutter. If it had a crimper, it would be 4-in-1. It doesn't seem to have that. A bottle opener, a can opener, a Phillips screwdriver, an awl, a file, a saw, a medium slotted screwdriver, a small slotted screwdriver, and a knife. They also give you a sheath. I mean, that's a pretty good deal for $5.95. No pocket clip. I don't know if you're going to be able to one-hand open this thing, but let's get this thing opened up real quick. It feels pretty good. If I don't cut the sheath, this Tungu tool. Maybe I should use my new knife to open my new multi-tool. Let's use the new knife to finish opening it up. Oh, okay. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it is not as smooth as a cut as the Tungu, but the Tungu tool better be smoother. I've been working with that thing for almost a year. So we got the multi-tool, we got an extremely cheap sheath, and that is about it. Now, so if we're looking at the multi-tool, here it is. Does seem to be spring loaded. I mean, there's the spring. That's pretty. I've never seen a multi-tool where it's just like literally there's the freaking spring right there. So yes, it is spring loaded. And if we put this together, okay, folds down kind of nicely. It's not, I mean, you can see it's not like it's off centered on itself, but I mean, for $5.95, can you one hand open this bad boy? Not so much. I just actually got my middle finger in the long nose part of the pliers. Nah, you're not going to be really one hand opening this thing. But I mean, we're going to use this thing. I don't know if I'm going to try. My goal is to try to use this thing single-handedly for 2 weeks. You can see all the items. The items feel extremely cheap. I will mention that. I don't know what they're being held in by, but the actual fastener holding them in there doesn't feel very safe at all, but they're there. You got your slotteds and your bottle openers and can openers and Phillips and knife, as they mentioned. And over here, you got the medium and the small slotted. You got your file. You also have a saw, which I don't know if this saw is going to be good for anything, but it is there. You have an awl. Of course, you got the long nose, the standard pliers, and the wire cutters. So I'm going to use this thing unless it just becomes an absolute failure and it's failing me at important projects around my house, then this is going to be my go-to. The Ozark Trail new kind of EDC line that Walmart is going for. What do you think, guys? Is this something, just like kind of your initials impressions? Is this something that you would even like consider? Maybe is it something? I don't know. I'm kind of liking the way it looks just in and of itself. I don't know if it's gonna do anything per se, but it's not horrible. I'm gonna work this thing at least 200 actions and try to get this thing nice and open and flexy and all that good stuff. Comment down below. I would love to know just some initial impressions about Ozark Trail. Walmart once again trying to put their foot in the game in regards to the EDC lineup, and I'm here for it. I'm gonna go for 2 weeks. If you're a channel member, keep your eye out. I'll give you updates on the membership stream and stuff like that about my thoughts throughout. Listen, I'm super excited about this, guys. Thanks again, once again, for being members of the Battalion. Hopefully y'all are having a good 2023 so far, and we'll speak soon.